Welcome to a video demonstration of the MegaModel game. My name is Kerry, Worthington.
And I'm Kiera, Zitelman.
And we are from the National Association of Regulatory Utility Commissioners. The MegaModel game explores a portfolio and policy management in different market models and how decisions made within a market model can affect affordability, reliability, competitiveness, and sustainability. This video is intended to give potential hosts a better idea of how we deliver this unique training. NARUC is the Association of the Utility Commissioners at the state level, and we partnered with Energy Innovation, the folks that did America's Power Plan, to develop this training. Our sponsors are the U.S. Department of Energy, and with this funding, we are able to bring this training to the states at no cost. This game was built with our members in mind. However, it is applicable to any state, federal, or local agency that touches on electricity policy, including all the folks that you see here on the screen. The object of the game is to act as an investor-owned utility and maximize profits in your market model. You will also have access to information on customer bills, reliability, and environmental impacts, and you can make decisions that affect those metrics. In doing this, players will simulate the decision-making process of a utility as those decisions relate to the market model, maximizing performance and managing their portfolio and assets. NARUC is not advocating for any one particular business model. We want you to come to any conclusion that you would like to. They all have their pros and cons. What we do want you to do is tinker around with them and see what kinds of options you have, and we might use some competition and embarrassment to be able to share some things with each other, but it's all in good fun. So when your participants, your players, walk into the room, they will see a table set for 3 to 5 people, 3 to 5 person teams, and they'll have a laptop and materials that are all provided by NARUC. The training starts off with a 60-minute orientation. During the orientation, we do 2 major things. We define terminology, and then we set the stage for the gameplay. We release the teams to make up their utility name and select a market model. In round 1, teams have about 45 minutes to play out the first 10 years of business decisions. Decisions are made in 2-year increments, beginning with planning in 2015 for 2017. Each team will do this 5 times, so 2015 to 2017, 2017 to 2019, and then until 2025. Once each team has concluded their 10 years and sees their final results, we splash them up on the large screen, and we have a discussion based on each of those metrics: the earnings per share, environmental impact, reliability, and customer bills. In round 2, we repeat this process, but we switch the business model that the team is playing with. So by now you're probably asking, what are the market models that we explore in the game? We explore both cost of service and performance-based regulation in vertically integrated and restructured states. So there's 4 models that we have built the game for. Since these things can mean different things to different people, this is what we describe in the orientation. We also review what transactive energy is, although we have not built a model for it. We do have some flexibility with the orientation, so if you have any certain topics that you want to be sure are covered, we can chat about making that happen for you. We'd be happy to. Now I'm going to turn it over to Kiera, who will describe the other half of the orientation, setting the stage.
We set the stage for the game by describing the generation portfolio that all teams start with. It's a mix of coal, gas, nuclear, and renewables, and the environment that they're in. Electricity demand is flat or slightly declining. Nuclear and coal plants will be retired throughout the game. The state legislature is considering power policy bills, and solar and wind costs are falling rapidly as customers demand more renewables. We designed the starting environment to try to mirror the real-world challenges that utilities face. Once players start the game, they will see this screen. This represents planning for a 2-year period. The 4 red boxes on the left represent actions players can take during this 2-year period. They can build new capacity in a vertically integrated market or contract for generation in a restructured market. This can include coal, gas, nuclear, and renewables. They can build transmission, distribution, and flexibility resources such as transmission lines, substations, or batteries. They can add policies including decoupling, renewable portfolio standards, or widening balancing areas, and they can add events which we have in the game as carbon pricing, natural gas price spikes, and heat waves. The 4 graphs in the center of the screen represent the outcomes: customer bills, earnings per share, environmental performance, and reliability. The dotted lines are the targets for each outcome. Any decision that players make using the 4 red boxes on the left show up immediately in these outcomes, so it's easy to see how a decision to, for example, build a nuclear plant will impact bills, earnings per share, environmental performance, and reliability. Last, the boxes on the right show general information about the game: what policies players selected in previous rounds, how much capacity players need to build in the current round to meet reliability requirements, the selected market model, statistics about renewables, and a resource constraint box that will warn players when they build in too much renewable generation or too much reliance on energy efficiency, and therefore need to invest in more transmission, distribution, and flexibility resources. We give teams time to play around with these actions and settle on their decisions. When they advance to the next 2-year cycle, all the decisions they made in the previous round are in place for the duration of the game. At the end of 10 years, we have some general questions to stimulate discussions, and we compare team results to highlight interesting outcomes.
We thank you for your time today to explore this training with us. We hope that you saw that it's interactive and that people get to have experience and learn from those experiences. We're really excited about this game. We've been working on it for a couple years now, and it's really fun to play. So please contact us if you have any questions. Our frequently asked questions include things like AV needs, the maximum number of players, and how we can make this happen in your state. So we thank our sponsor again, the U.S. Department of Energy and Energy Innovation, for their partnership.